they're new Muslims. So she said, I love water. As a first-time faster, what is advice when you get very thirsty? And
as a convert, keep things in perspective. Like your first Ramadan's in March and not June or July. So you're fasting like 3 or 4 hours less than what you would have be fasting if you had converted, and your first Ramadan is in the summertime. So inshallah, you'll be fine, inshallah.
That was when I became Muslim. I became Muslim. My first Ramadan was June, like the longest day of the year, June, in Minnesota, where it's longer than everywhere else anyway. And my roommate told me, she was worried about me. I didn't bring it up, but she said it was also finals. So my first year of college, finals, and I'm fasting. She said, don't worry. It's gonna be so much better because the blood is gonna be in your head, not in your stomach. So worrying. Don't worry so much about water. You'll be fine. There's some people in the world that do this thing called dry fasting for their health. So it'll be lovely, inshallah. And I also would like to say to the converts who've never fasted before, there's real help in Ramadan. SubhanAllah. Yes. Like the one who struggles to fast 11 months out of the year in Ramadan doesn't struggle at all. So really trust in that and just embrace it and be ready. And since you're a new convert family, I also suggest you get ready to have some fun with it too. Like really make some new traditions and have fun with that.
If I may, I mean, may Allah bless. I think everything, mashallah, was very profound and of benefit. Bifadlillahi ta'ala. The sister who mentioned about really liking water, reminded me that Hassan al-Basri Hassan al-Basri is a really well-known spiritual sage and scholar of the past. He said he was sitting down, he was eating a piece of halwa, like sweets, and it was really good and he liked it a lot. So a man was passing by, he said, he invited him to share a piece of this halwa, this sweet. And so the man said, no, لا أقدر على شكر النعمة شكر هذه النعمة. I don't have the capacity to thank God for this blessing, meaning that this sweet is so good that I'm not going to actually be able to thank God sufficiently for the goodness of this sweet. So I'm just not going to have any. So Hassan al-Basri said to his students after the man left, he said, يعني هذا الرجل فيه حمق, like he has some ignorance in him. Why? Because he assumes that piece of sweet and how enjoyable that piece of sweet is more profound than the thirst that someone experiences and the cool water when it touches your tongue. Meaning there's nothing more sweet and enjoyable than the cool water that touches your tongue after thirst. And so, I think there is something for my dear beloved sister that, when you experience that thirst, and inshallah, may Allah make it, as everyone said, that it will not be certainly as hard as you think it will be, but you experience some thirst, and then inshallah at Maghrib time, you break your fast and you have that first touch of water on your tongue. Just say Alhamdulillah, like really channel the fact that Allah, you are so kind, you're so generous. I thank you endlessly for this sip of water. I've never, and I promise you, inshallah, you will never have experienced the blessing of water like that first sip of water after a day of fast. You will really feel that, man, I am so blessed to have water, and God is so kind to gift me this sip of water. And I'll never have thanked the blessing of water the way that I have in Ramadan. So every time after that you become a little thirsty, then you know how to channel that spirit of thankfulness and say, Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah. I thank you, Allah, for water.
Yeah. That's what the Prophet said, right? The sa'imi farhatan fatrihi. No. The delight when they break their fast. No. Alhamdulillah.
If I can just add practically, because I feel the woman who loves water, especially the days when I was working OBGYN during my residency, long hours during the summer, and you are non-stop from literally before Fajr, and you're on your feet. Some couple of things I learned practically. Number one, from the time you break your fast till the time of the suhoor, the pre-dawn meal, literally I used to put bottles of water, because normally what we need, if you get 2 liters during that time, your body will survive during the other time. And I did that. SubhanAllah. Sometimes we don't remember, but when they are in front of me, literally the small ones. Second, it will happen during the day where you literally sometimes can't even take a breath because you really need the water. I remember 2 things really helps me, and this is personal. I always remember as-sawmu li. I always remember when Allah is looking at me and telling me, you're fasting for me. It gives you energy. There is nothing like it. And then I make a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Qawi Qawini. Ya Qawi, you are the strong, give me strength. And subhanalladhi la ilaha illahu, it continues. I've tried it in times where I couldn't stand up to do 1 ruk'ah because the day was exhausting, especially in residency. But Al-Qawi makes you stand and enjoy. Subhanallah. Yani, again, the blessings of Ramadan, what it brings with it, there is no other time comes with it. Subhanallah.